It was just Eager's comp was drafted by what seemed like truly top-level Smite players, whereas the rookies were kind of like, we're going to pick good gods and hope they work.
Yeah. We're gonna look to out team fight them. They just got counterpicked, so we'll see what Eager does here with the first pick position yet again. Will it be the same bans? Yes, Geb, take it away.
I don't expect to see much different in the bans here.
I guess Matt Yankee's been playing a lot of Geb.
Yeah, it's probably one of his better gods. Plus, I mean, Geb Shield ruins everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Definitely hard to draft for a style up against Geb Shield.
I'm definitely going to see the Ao Kuang Athena bans again. I don't think they're going to let Team Eager have Athena.
We saw Athena basically ignored through the European set today as well.
Which is kind of crazy to me.
It's always been that way.
Confound is one of the best spells in the game. Global Ultimate. She just brings so much to the table.
This time Eager bans the Athena.
Wow, okay. So Elevate has an option here.
This may mean Eager wants to give away Medusa and take something a little more stylish.
It's
perhaps?
possible. Maybe they want to get rid of Bologna.
Yeah, indeed. Bologna banned by Elevate. Makes sense there. Take that first pick away.
Eager's option here.
Ymir, perhaps, as the first pick for Eager?
They tend to like that as well. Ratatosker's still up. Again, people, I think, sleeping on the Rat a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
After the nerfs.
He's just fine.
He's very scary.
Yeah. Oh, look at me. It's like I've done this before. Ymir,
oh my God.
First pick for Eager. Elevate, back their way. Will they take the Sylvanas again is the big question with Alpwash open. I doubt it.
Yeah, I think they're going to be scared away from this. They might even not pick their Guardian until after the ban phase, or they could pick their Guardian third, ban Alposh. I mean, either way, they have that option again. And with Ymir picked up, they have to be wary of the Ymir jungle Sylvanas support double Guardian that Eager loves to run. There's Ratatosker.
They'll try their hand with the Rat on the side of Elevate. So what are they going to pair with the Rat now?
Possibly their Hunter pick.
We've seen Aphrodite be pretty popular, but she's normally a last pick here. They'll take the Isis again. That's good.
Okay.
Ice is always a good pick here. I'd like to see Agni now drafted by Eager as their mid laner.
Agni does very well against Isis.
Does well against Isis. Tons of synergy with Ymir.
Yeah. I'm always a big proponent of Janus everything, though.
Yeah, Giannis also available here. They'll take the Fenrir, speaking of Ymir synergy.
Counters Ratatosker front to back. Ratatosker with no Acorn can box. He just gets absolutely dominated. And since we nerfed Ratatosker's ability to get up into the air with the ultimate, he's actually even a harder counter. Fenrir able to brutalize through most of his health.
The 6-foot chicken.
Oh, okay. So we're going to see Ra come back now. We saw Ra earlier in the day, did not have the best showing.
I missed Ra.
We know. We heard about it, I think.
Every picks and bans, I wonder where Ra is. And finally, Eager. Been listening to my my podcasts. I knew where those viewers were coming from Florida, who they were. But Sylvanas, drafted again. I guess they must figure the Ra for the mid lane here, Fenrir or Ymir for the solo in that case, and the other to the jungle, or they just don't think Eager's gonna pick Posh again.
Wow, they banned the Sobek.
They banned the back. I mean, they could still just take Ymir to the support, Fenrir into the jungle, take Ra mid lane.
There's a lot of options here.
Or Ra to the solo lane.
Eager has a really good flex comp.
Posh, and Posh is just as good this game as he was last game for the same reasons.
Hades going to be banned away, which is very good. Again, probably Gilly's best god.
Yeah, and I think Omega's still just smarting from the Hades play they had to go up against so much in the last LAN.
That's fair. Team Elevate with their pick here. 2 more picks. They're only going to get 1 right now. Probably going to leave their solo laner to last. This is likely Hunter. Yeah, it's going to be Rama.
Okay, Rom. Ratatasker, Rom, both pretty difficult to actually secure kills on, but when that's the case, Fenrir is quite good against those gods.
That's true. Yeah, so, Fenrir puts the hurt on a lot of these gods. In fact, he puts the hurt on all of these gods. Isis doesn't have any CC immunity. Ratatosker getting up to the air takes very long. Rama would have to ultimate to get away from him. Wukong pick is perfect here. He doesn't lose any of these matchups. Super tanky, great front line. Again, Eager's comp is just masterfully crafted.
Yeah, one thing, Elevate, I mean, last game we were saying, oh, they have, little reliable CC. They have, none here. They have Wrath of Terra. That's it.
They have Wrath of Terra.
I mean, they have Spirit Ball, but those aren't reliable.
Hey. It could be Topaz with the 3- Ratatosker.
It could be.
It could be Topaz.
You still technically can build it, yes.
It's still in the game.
Ullr.
Yeah.
So, I think that the Athena ban was to set up for the Ullr here in the laning phase. They just didn't want to go up against something like the Athena Medusa or an Athena Neath or something crazy like that was just going to crazy out clear and have tons of aggro potential. Osiris. So they figure the Sun Wukong for the solo lane, picking this Osiris.
Yeah.
I do as well. But, there is still some shenanigans that could come out. You could still see the Sun Wukong in support role with Ullr, perhaps, which is the most poke ever. And then still see that Fenrir Ymir as their solo laner.
I don't think...
Unlikely.
I don't think we're going to see any jank out of here from Eager. They know that they have to keep a completely clean record until they start facing the big boys. They know that they have to not put Elevate in a situation.
They got themselves in trouble with that last split.
Yeah.
Where they dropped a couple early split games to teams that later on in the season they had no trouble beating.
Right. Like, they dropped a game to Legion of Carrots.
Right.
Which generally should have belonged to Eager. It felt like they
that one was
away.
probably a 6-4, I would say, for Eager, that matchup. Not the most surprising thing in the world, but still, I mean, you want to win those games you're favored in. You especially want to win. Every game really does count, as we saw going to the end of the split. And one of the big storylines kind of in North America this split, and you hinted at it earlier, is the Denial and Eager kind of conundrum. They were both fighting for that 4th place position at the end of the last split. But this time, Denial has replaced a couple of players that generally considered are downgrades to what they had in their last roster.
Big time.
Eager replacing Omega over their kind of solo lane for hire, where it's been Anatoly, it's been Xing, it's been lots of players in the past, is a huge upgrade for them. So you would expect Eager to do a bit better than Denial this split.
Well, Denial wasn't in a bad spot, right? They had Baskin Robbins, and then they lost him. And then Baskin got lost again and wound up at Cloud9, and now they're playing with Walrus, who is considered, largely a Challenger Cup level player. They're kind of reaching the bottom of the barrel here for the solo laners, which is probably the most wanted role between the two regions.
It's funny, you go into any normal game of Smite, and usually the first role people are clamoring for is the solo lane.
Yeah.
You get the competitive level, nobody plays it.
Nobody. It's extremely boring. Like, you're sitting there and you're slapboxing for 20 minutes, and if you die, the game's over. Like, you can ruin
hard.
the game.
It's a really, really high risk, high reward position.
I love it, though, because it almost feels like a fighting game, because it's just you and somebody else. Everyone gets frustrated. Like, no junglers. Come on. Be cool. We're doing something here. It's like, come on, man. You pick Ra into Fenrir.
I am so excited for Ra. I think that this is one of the best characters in the game, as you hear me harp about all the time.
Well, when Fenrir is on his team or banned. Because if Fenrir is ever up against Ra, the game is just over. Like, that is probably the hardest counter, in the game.
No.
There is just
it's not that bad.
Nothing
You're fast. You got the speed of light, dude.
Yeah, he has 3 jumps, and he turns into a giant dog.
I would say Serqet's a little bit tougher for the Ra than the Fenrir even.
Also really rough, yeah.
Because that also you can't heal.
That's true. Well, he doesn't allow you to heal either. He picks you up and drags you out of it.
Fine. But taking a peek at the red buff here, deciding against it is Eager. They want to make a play in the mid lane, and just off the mark for killing the rat there was Dare to Care.
I'm still very surprised that we saw a Ratatosker picked into Fenrir, or with the Fenrir open, and Dare to Care is looking to abuse this. Right now, Mytheria has nowhere to go, and Dare to Care cancels the Brutalize after the 3rd hit to stop himself from going into the tower. That's what you're looking for. Ooh, Unchained though.
Just off the mark.
Maybe a little farther than
Adapting wouldn't have missed that.
Oh, are we going to be doing that?
EU shots, baby. Let's go.
Dude, Adapting is unreal. Adapting is reaching that level of play that we often compare to Annister, Cyclone Spin, those Divios, those insanely Barracuda again, the gods of Smite. Adapting is starting to reach that level for me.
Yeah, it's just a great play. And of course, obviously making a joke at Dare to Care's expense. But here, the Fenrir and Ra combination have been very, very effective here in the mid lane. I mean, Ratatosker's got nothing and no HP to really consider continuing to jungle very effectively here.
Well, you see, Gilly has already started out with the beads, as well as Isis. Both of them have already picked it up. Ratatosker, however, is still kind of a sitting duck. If he gets picked up by that Ragnarok, expect First Blood to go down very quickly.
Yeah, these early beads are kind of a investment into, basically you're saying, we don't want to try to win the Fenrir jungle game by really warding. Are you really going to need to buy 6 wards through the laning phase to protect yourself from Fenrir?
And even then, right?
Perhaps, maybe not to recoup that 300 gold, right? So instead you buy the beads to avoid those ganks. But I want to say some of the more experienced teams, some of the top teams in North America, you wouldn't invest so much money into those actives this early. You would instead invest that money into some wards and get a little bit faster progression through your items.
Either way, I mean, they've got to be careful, right? Because if Fenrir, like he's doing, jumps in and catches anyone off guard, I mean, it's kill. It's just how Fenrir works. He is one of the, if not the best early games in Smite currently. Not to mention, with the way that the meta is shaping, his endgame is no longer something to be scoffed at. He does a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, Fenrir is one of the only characters where you get hit by Brutalize and you're like, oh man, that's not good. What should I do about that ability? And then when you kind of figure it out, he's already hit you with it again and you're dead at level 1.
Right, it's actually one of the fastest applying damage abilities in the game. It's not really a dot, it's more like a channeled ability, but it's doing hundreds of damage a second. And by the time you recognize, if you're not predicting that it's going to be hitting you, there's really no way to stop it. There are very few characters in the game that can stop it on reaction. Notably, Apollo's Mesmerize is probably the easiest.
Yeah. Even Leapers will take a second hit at least before they're able to get away.
Right side mid camp's being contested here. Looks like Red's going for it. Blue baiting a little bit. Dare to Care walking in. Is he going to go for it? He's going to go.
He's going to go. He's not going to find anybody on the leap, but he will find the Ragnarok. Lassus with the ultimate anytime now.
No, no ultimate.
Not gonna use it there. I guess they just figured they wouldn't actually secure any kills, and he might as well use it to perhaps clear the wave and go back rather quickly. And looks like, no, he hasn't done that either. So Lassus holding on to that.
Zatman.
Oh, that sucks. Vasali's going to take some poke here as well, those archer shots.
But both Bladed Arrow and Hail of Arrows were on cooldown for that axe toss, meaning no major follow-up damage. Vesalius will still live to see another day.
Sometimes you just got to toss the axe, even if you can't do anything with it.
It's mental dominance, Bart.
Yeah, well, you got the minion damage in. Was really what the play was there.
That's true.
Trying to get him, to eat 2-3 volleys of archer shots. That's a couple
Archers
hundred
are not a joke, man. Archers are not a joke. It's probably like 19 damage per archer, and that probably each of them got 2 rounds on them. It's decent damage.
That's an ability, certainly at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
Omega, a bit low, but he's Sun Wukong. He's feeling okay. Ultimate available, has enough mana for it as well, so.
It still hasn't backed either. You see Golden Hand right now, enough for Boots. He can go into a full Smithy's Hammer, or rather Runeforge Hammer. He can go pretty much in any direction he'd like. Boots and Cudgel also pretty likely could go into Teleport. We know that he loves that, but he has his options open, and that's important. And realistically, we look at Gilly to that, because why is Gilly not trying to shut this down? Early game, Osiris should be applying a lot of damage, but Omega's playing the matchup masterfully. He's throwing down the Cudgel with that, the Death's Toll, getting right to the backline to clear the archers, not trying to focus on the full wave, which can get a little tricky sometimes. And then he's just applying damage to the Osiris itself. It's very smart.
Jaeger's on a 3-way split this back red camp here and move towards the mid lane.
Where there's a lot of creeps waiting for them. So you got 2 melees here, and it looks like, 3 archers. So they lost, it looks like, from what PBM got, they lost 2 creeps in gold and 1 creep in experience. After splitting 3-way. That's good. That's real good.
Yeah, and Lassus is also able to fall back and pick up his pen boots there as well during that engagement. Minion kills. Lassus leading all players at 63 CS.
Vesalius.
And there's the Brutalize. There's the problem with Brutalize and characters that don't have leaps. Those dashes and rolls and the like, they just don't break Brutalize. And as you saw there, the only option actually that Vesalius has is to roll away and hit the cripple shot on the Fenrir to stop Brutalize.
He should have just ulted. He should have just taken right to the sky.
Yes.
Even if it wasn't enough to get his team over there, he could have formulated a plan. He should have rolled, immediately taken to the sky, and then just hoped that he could stay up there long enough to get the rotation off.
PBM missed the freeze there. In comes...
Diving real deep.
Met Yankee. The Wrath of Terra was good. Matheria trying to go up in the sky. Will make it out in time.
Dare to Care right there probably would have had that kill. It seems to me like he forgot that it takes Ratatoskr X amount of time now to get up to the sky, 1.5 seconds. He needed 1 more auto attack, although Lass is taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, they really want Lassus. Lassus' ultimate is available. Still haven't seen him fire the ultimate yet. A little curious. It's on like a 45-second cooldown, right? Or maybe he has, and we just haven't seen it.
That's true. The cooldown at this stage probably...
It'll be a minute.
It's low.
Maybe 70 seconds here?
It's low.
Yeah, it goes down. It starts at 70 and then goes down to 50, and then with CDR, it gets really, really low. So he has rank 2, so it's 65.
Jeez.
700 base damage in max
rank. Shout out to Bologna. That 475 now is not like a joke either. I mean, that would have been kills there. Again, we don't see him shoot it. Will he shoot it here to clear the wave? I just want to see him shoot it now. I don't care. Shoot it at the wall.
I don't even remember what it looks like at this point.
We should give Ra a new skin.
Another one?
Yeah.
He's already got like 5.
I know, but we haven't seen the ult in so long. Maybe the new skin could do something to the ult to the people who use it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
New skin for Ra. It's in the pipes, guys.
Kind of that Jandroid style, maybe?
Oh, I'm down.
Dr. Vanis.
Super down. Oh, I love that skin.
Dr. Vanis?
Yes.
That's your favorite?
What a great skin. He just yells things like, activate torpedo laser noises, and he goes, pew, 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 pew.
The most important part of any skin, of course.
Of course.
Polar Bear Mike, he's going to bait the roll, and he's going to force out the...
Oh! That was so tricky. I love that.
That was cute, yeah.
Because if he waited up there for too long...
Polar Bear Mike starts ulting.
Zatman, he could have started ulting. Zatman could have rotated him for the axe. He's just like, up, down, bye-bye.
That was fun.
That was a good play.
Well played.
Good stuff.
And that's why Vesalius, we're hearing, he's the man of the hour for Elevate.
I don't think we've ever seen in a pro league somebody do that.
No. I can't recall anybody.
I've definitely never casted a game in which that has happened in the eyesight of the camera, at least. So I'm a big fan. With that, though, we're going to see Elevate go for the Gold Fury. Isis is enough. First one going to Ellie. They don't quite tie up the gold. Eager still leads there, but the comeback is in the works.
That was quick. They took it down really, really fast.
That's what Isis does.
Yeah. That big burst damage coming out from the Isis. Ratatasker also no slouch when it comes to objective damage. Anything stationary, he can really hurt.
Zatman, beautiful combo there. Wisps will help him get back into shape. But did he back already and come back and is now taking that damage?
Vesalius?
Yes.
Looks like a no. Sitting on 1,400 gold in hand.
Okay. I like the double mystical
But he
mail,
goes back
by the way.
now.
Oh, nice job. Met Yankee doesn't have any mana to follow up, however. Zatman getting very low, but...
I want to see Polar Bear Mike wall Zatman here when he tries it back. That's what I want to see on Eager. That's the Eager we all know and love.
Gilly. Oh, beads. Okay. It's hard to see the beads with that blue. All right, Dare to Care in some trouble. Ratatosker comes down.
Yikes.
Omega getting pretty low here, and Eager finding the kill.
Getting turned on there pretty badly. Last is standing right atop of Ward. Likely won't be able to line anything up here. He really wants to, you can tell, snipe somebody. He wants to use that ultimate now. He's going to move forward. Searing Pain just off the mark.
Etheria getting pretty low. Lassus fires the ultimate, but no, not in time. Etheria dashes away using that very low cooldown dart. Able to dodge that one. Has a decent amount of gold in hand as well. And we're going to see Sapphire picked up. A lot of players starting to turn to this once again. Kind of has turned into a more Loki-style play. Jump in.
Can we mouse over Sapphire while Brandon's getting into it?
Yeah, jump in, throw all the acorns down. The weakness of this now is that the acorns no longer pierce. They apply specifically to a player, and they stay on that player until they explode, which kind of limits his overall DPS compared to where Opal was. But given the fact that Opal has been rather drastically nerfed with the dash changes, whereas he used to dash up to 6 times, can now only dash up to 3, Sapphire will usually be the way we see players going, although Emerald in the solo lane seems to hold favor.
Yeah, that's sustained, kind of necessary to play that role.
Right.
But here, yeah, as a DPSer, Sapphire being selected makes Ratatosker a bit more bursty over the Opal.
Right.
Or at least ability burst until you get 6 slotted and you crit with the lightning bolts. But
much less utility as well. Opal is kind of the jack of all trades and master of all trades as well.
Gotcha. Yeah. Right. The ability to apply in hand slows and whatnot. Once again, Vesalius
doesn't ult again. For some reason, he'll ult Polar Bear Mike, but if there's a Fenrir in there, he's just not ready to go for it.
Nope. Dare to Care wisely turns back from that one there. Really knew he wasn't going to be able to chase him down. Saw the backline getting aggressed. Eager's going to try to fight this, but it's an Elevate has a position advantage here in a big way with that Isis ultimate down. Being detonated as well. Last is in a bit of trouble. Bladed Arrow, not going to be enough. The wall is, though. Polar Bear Mike. He's going to slow him down as well and just walk on through. I doubt they have enough. Maybe a snatch from Etheria. Yes. I'm sorry, Matt.
There we go.
There's a Searing Pain coming through from Lassus. Polar Bear Mike's going to turn around into the heal as the bombs go off to heal himself back up just a bit. Not going to be enough to get that kill.
We talked about, in the last split, why we didn't love Sapphire. And right there was one of the reasons. You have to be basically in melee range, close enough to hit a melee attack to hit all 4 of those acorns. It's kind of like trying to hit the very base of Ao Kuang's Wild Storm. It's not an easy ability to hit for full damage.
No, it's not. And assuming that you're using your dart to get in there, it really only has high synergy with your ultimate, perhaps, where you can ult around top of someone, hit him with a shotgun, and then dash away, or dash through them, rather.
Yeah.
But even so, it's a tricky situation. You're right. You have to really dart in and out of range really effectively in Ratatasker in his current state.
So going back here, it looks like Omega going to be picking up Warrior Tabby, going to make him very scary now. Very high base damages on Wukong's abilities, plus the fact that he has Mystical Mail. And remember, Mystical Mail will actually apply ticks while he's in the Somersault Cloud. Anyone directly below his cloud will be taking, a 40 damage a second mitigated. It's again, nothing to scoff at.
Met Yankee. Are those reinforced greaves that I spy?
Yeah, it's the second time today that we've seen these guys.
Becoming more popular, it seems. Or the reinforced shoes, I'm sorry, for the mage, of course.
150 health.
Bit of health.
Pretty strong.
Good power. See crowd control reduction.
Which is not a bad stat on Sylvanas, one of the least mobile characters in the game. Gilly forced to ult out here.
Yeah.
PDM maybe in a bit of trouble here. Can Lassus deter?
Oh yeah, he realizes he's dead to rights. He'll start channeling his ultimate. We'll get a good bit of damage out on Gilly, in fact. And that's a 3-man Unchained stun as well. Over the top comes Wukong. That's enough to get a kill for Omega. Gilly's going down. Rob, he's going to try to get the shots here. Needs to land all 3. Only will get 1, it looks like, but it does land on the 2 targets. A nice spike of damage dealt for him. Birding away is Omega. And it looks like Team Eager wants to reset this fight.
you know, it's not a major win for either team just yet. Eager has a chance to turn this around, but it looks like Elevate's trying to get the things after the action.
Yes.
Right? Go for that mid lane
Tata,
tower.
yeah.
Tata. And they say Tata as they, it seems to the fight wash away.
Oof.
Ethereum taking
Sniper,
a lot of...
sniper.
Does he have Blink?
Yes, Blink.
Last is taking some damage there, able to escape. Omega trying for it, going to get rooted, and, you know, God bless, because Matheria would have fallen there.
Last's ultimate is up. Oh, Last's, please.
No, not going to find it.
Oh, bummer.
That Blink, though.
Yeah, what an aggressive play.
That Blink.
Blinking into 3.
That Blink 1 on Raw. PBM forcing the beads again. That's a big win. That's a 3-minute beads right there.
Yeah, not worth, I would say, for
Vesalius actually just got super psyched out. Did you see that? The teleport came
he tried
out
to shoot it
from Gilly, and he shot his own teleport. Like, that's a panic. That's panic. That's tilt in the flesh right there. Unrelinquished going to fall. They're going to lose their circle of protection
they're fighting
as
the corner
well.
versus the Raw Snipe here
This
as
is
well.
trouble.
This is going to do a lot of damage when they try to retreat. Last is still holding. He's so patient with
He
this
must
ability.
know something we don't.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a bet going on. How many times do you think I could not ult? All the time.
No, I think he just is saying, look, if we're not going to get a kill there, dealing the damage to the gods isn't important. We already have all the advantage. They're already trying to disengage. Why waste the mana? Because we're going to be going for the Gold Fury, and that's what I really need to save it for, to secure the objectives. That would be my guess.
That's true. I was kind of thinking the other way, whereas I'm going to use my ultimate to hit 2 people to either kill or force them back so we can do the Gold Fury.
Right. But with the absence of Hog, you know, that's
Yeah,
really a lot of the reason
that's
why
true.
you select the Raw is specifically to be able to secure objectives. So,
By the way, you see that? They don't apply to the creeps either. They will actually hover in place and explode where they are. So Matheria actually spacing the acorns perfectly there. This is not a run-of-the-mill pick. This is not just something he decided to do. He's clearly, you know, researched the character enough to understand what they're going to be doing with the Sapphire. The issue is, despite the fact that he is +1 right now, we haven't really seen him apply this damage in fights. In fact, he is doing about 7,100, keeps him in 2nd place, but the kills aren't really getting equated. Right?
Well,
It's
you know,
only 2
it's
so
not
far.
that we haven't seen him put out the damage so much as it is we haven't seen him cause the chaos that Ratataskers have been able to achieve in earlier showings from the God.
Well, then again, you know, the God has received many nerfs, you know, negative adjustments since we have last really seen him back when Opal was like the end-all, be-all. You know, players are still technically trying new things, but he is building correctly. We do see the Sapphire going into the Jotuns, which is not the way to build the Opal. So, he is researching the different acorns and playing the God efficiently.
Polar Bear Mike looking for the
This should
opportunity
be
to break
free.
in here. They're really, really stacked up. And no, they'll wait for the engagement and try to take him afterwards.
Eager stole that.
Did they take it?
Lassus just ulted it and took it away. Unrelinquished did not go for the explosion. Polar Bear might going to be going down here, but they've already traded out 1. Gilly super low. Matheria going to the back line.
Daredevil looking for the last hit here on a Gilly. Zatman will actually secure it. And
Lot
if you
of
notice there
damage.
in that fight, the Ragnarok use by Fenrir, actually, he used it to pull some DPS away from the fight there instead of trying to secure a kill. Lassus securing a kill, speaking of which. There, Zatman will go down to Vesalius. Vesalius is going to try for Daredevil as well.
1, no.
1 shot, no. 2 shot, no. Oh, no. Kind of panicked there, I think it looked like, did Vesalius.
Nice cancel by Dare, goes right back into the heal. Omega covers the option. Vesalius now out of mana. His last shot used on that cripple. He will fall as well. Met Yankee still up here. I think actually he might have just respawned. Eager looking real strong.
He died first in that fight. Didn't even get Wrath of Terra off, unfortunately, before the fight broke out. Was just, well, CC'd to death, and then ultimately killed by Fenrir, I believe, getting credit. Tier 1 on the left side, looking to be the 2nd tower to fall. Mid Tier 1 already down for Elevate. Eager, 10-4 with 2 towers in their advantage, 10,000 XP and 5,000, 5,500 nearly gold. This is more of the lead that I would have expected in the last game, where Eager was really more dominant than this game, it seems like.
Well, Zatman already has a 3-level advantage. Lassus 3-level advantage. Dare to Care actually even, and then we go over to Omega with a 2-level advantage. This is like you were saying, a much more Eager-sized lead over Elevate. This is kind of what most people were expecting.
A level a minute is a really, really good clip here. Past, into the 15-minute plus mark.
Level per minute is like the scope of where I am winning this game a lot.
And thanks, there's Zayden, right? XP per minute, it's over 700 XP a minute to level basically once a minute. So
They're rushing down. That's going to be another 500 gold. Small amount of experience. Mytheria taking some damage here. Is Dart available? Yes. Trying to go up. Wow.
You see that? Dare to Care canceled the last hit of Brutalize for an in-hand to try to get the extra damage
I
out of
actually
it.
think it was the silence coming out from Unrelinquished.
Oh, you're right. It was. You're right.
Who
it was,
just
of course.
got annihilated.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that would have made sense if he would have had crit, but of course not having crit, Dare to Care. That was a TPS loss. It wasn't from the silence.
Actually, if he didn't get silenced and he got the extra hit of Brutalize, because the post-hit delay on Brutalize is like negative. It's super small.
Right, he would have, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a kill, but actually saving him right there is Unrelinquished. Unfortunately, had to put himself in a bad spot to do it. Will fall, and with that, likely their tier 2 as well.
Yeah, really unlikely they can hold this at. Lassus does have the ultimate available to clear the creep wave when it comes in. He's actually going to snipe onto Met Yankee here. That's going to be secured with Omega and the ultimate from PBM. Taking the tower now is the decoy, allowing Eager to kind of disengage. Down will fall Dare to Care. They won't have enough damage to kill Gilly, at least for the moment. And it looks like Eager has stalled out a bit outside of this tier 2. I don't think they want to pressure this much more, but it is that man at the end of the day.
Well, Lassus is out of mana. I think that's the issue here. He doesn't want to continue pressuring into the tower without that heal. Oh, that was cute.
And yeah, you're right. I mean, and Lassus is
cute.
building into mana, noting that his mana sustain is a bit low.
Yeah, we're going to see either a Soul Reaver or a Book of Thoth
It'll
here.
be a Thoth, I believe.
On top of the fact that he does have MP5 already. Yeah, there's the Thoth. He already has MP5 from the Chronos Pendant, extra mana on the boots. I mean, there's a lot of blue going on here.
Yeah, can we actually take a look at Lassus? Let's take a look at his mana pool. It's 1,540 on the Isis and just under that for the Ra.
Wow.
Isis, however, has the Book of Thoth completed and is down the Chronos Pendant, so you'll see Lassus pull ahead by nearly 1,000 mana likely once this is fully stacked.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And that's going to allow them to continuously siege. In the endgame, Circular Protection does a lot of burst damage, whereas, you know, the Solar Blessing doesn't really give you too much in terms of damage. But what it does allow you to do is siege. And what we mean by that is you go to a tower, you heal yourself up, you pressure it as much as possible, your team takes damage, you don't quite get it, you back off, you heal up again, and then you run the whole situation back. It does so much for a team that has a tanky front line. And with something like a Wukong and a Ymir already active, it makes the backline much less likely to go down.
Yeah, we may even see the Lotus Crown eventually come out from him in
Love
this
it.
game. Wouldn't be surprised at all.
One of my favorite items in the game. Him, Hell, Chang'e, Sylvanas all get great use out of it.
Blinking away is Mytheria there to avoid the Ragnarok gank coming out from Dare to Care, swarming the right side enemy jungle here. Polar Bear Mike isolates Gilly for now. They'll find the double stun, and they're doing a lot of damage here. Lassus is going to fire off the ultimate. He will not. He'll try to just kind of kite away, not wanting to take too much damage for the Ratatasker. Dare to Care also leaping out here, and he'll get hit by the exploding Acorn later on. 21 minutes now, and still trying to siege into these tier 2s is Eager. Elevate holding out nicely for now, but losing out really more and more experience as this goes on is the trouble.
Trying for it? Nope, not going to find it. Eager still fighting a 4v4 here. Right side, Omega not dealing with any nonsense, just pushing the tower right down against Unrelinquished.
Yeah, we'll lose a bit of protection to the silence. Dispel Magic does strip away protections, but
Right. Stuns also stop movement, but it doesn't matter. They still get it. Surrender Vote actually gets started as they lose 2. Actually, both of their main damage dealers, Gilly getting picked up, getting carried out of the circle of protection, likely to fall as well. 3 down, plus that tier 2 on right. Tier 2 in mid getting pressured. Watch the graphs here. They're going to spike again.
yeah, Polar Bear Mike with a nicely applied weakening curse right as the Isis ultimate is about to go off. It stops any healing coming out. They're able to secure another couple kills on the back of that Gilly going down notably.
It's a 4,000 gold swing
Polar
right
Bear
there.
Mike. Yeah, a lot of gold coming their way as well from just the structures, not to mention the God kills. Mid Phoenix down again, and this is a bit of a repeat of the last about 10
Nice
minutes
shot.
of the final game. Beads force out from the Isis here, but no follow-up just yet. Polar Bear Mike, his blink's on cooldown.
Zayden, take us back to the graphs here. Let's see just how devastating that was. And yeah, wow, look at that. Doubled their lead inside of 2 minutes. That is gotta hurt. Team Eager with a 17, almost 18,000 gold advantage. Only 2 level 20s. That man's hitting it as well. And the Gold Fury's gonna be grabbed. It's only gonna make things worse. It's another 1,750 gold, Bart.
Right, max bounty here out of the Our Lady in Gold.
There she goes. Fire Giant still available. A tier 2 on left available, as well as 2 Phoenixes. Eager does have a rather bountiful amount of options here to try to close this game out. Elevate completely on the back foot. They must play a perfect defense here to even stall the game out. They're not even looking for the turnaround. They're still a tier 1 in every lane, which means even with a deicide in the mid lane, they cannot end yet.
Derricare's had an interesting game, hasn't he? Look at his slash line, 1, 2, and 14.
I mean, that's what Fenrir does, right? Early game, he gets a lot of kills, but we saw a lot of them going to other players. You see Zatman at 8 kills. You know, we see Omega at 5. He's been playing a big part in everything, though. He's only missed 1 kill so far, Bart.
Mytheria takes the spill to Lassus there. As Celestial Beam does its work, Gilly, he can't really deal with the burst from Zatman here. Look at that, he's already down under 50% HP. Force a leap away. He's going to hit by the End Chain now. Brutal Eyes. Ragnarok needs Force. Lassus going to snipe him.
Yeah! There it is! You know, he doesn't shoot a lot of ults, but every single one that he has shot, aside from the first at Mytheria, has hit its target perfectly. And even then, he still almost hit Mytheria. His dart came back basically at the last second. Lassus has been extremely stingy, but for what we've seen, they've been perfect.
That one works. Let's find another kill as well as Unrelinquished goes down.
I think
and
that's
now
it,
with just
Bart.
the under-leveled Rom, he's going to fall here as well.
Can
As of
Zatman
course
miss?
the axe is on the... No, it was online. I think it was already channeling the ultimate.
Like, but seriously, can he miss one
Oh,
shot?
can he miss? No.
My lord.
That was in the patch notes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Found a bug where
what did
Zatman
it
missed.
exactly read?
Found removed bug where Zatman would sometimes miss.
Maybe that's why Split 2 didn't go that well.
Yeah,
But Split
he was
3
bugged.
is starting off real strong.
He was bugged through Split 2, unable to play Ullr because sometimes he would miss. You can't have that.
Another deicide. Met Yankee not going to have time to respawn there. The Titan will fall, and with a 2-0 win, Team Eager rather extensively just runs through the rookies.
Yeah. They had no real issue with them, it seemed like. Elevate didn't really get too much momentum going into these games.
Yeah.
But they're going up against one of the most tenured squads around, so it's tough. It's tough to beat those guys.
I think one of the big things is that Omega was looking perfectly, right? He looked just like Omega did. No stops whatsoever, but this is the Zatman story here. Beautiful start from Derrick. Again, no ultimate getting channeled on the original rush-in. Vesalius gets picked off there. Zatman starting off that lane
That
extremely
happened
well.
another like 5 times this game too. Vesalius had a tough time dealing with that composition. It really warding maybe not even the issue there. It's just the blinks and the Fenrir mobility and just the fact that by halfway through the game, Zatman had a 2-3 level advantage. Blade of Arrow does a ton.
And then especially when you have a decent item level advantage and your jungler doesn't have time to camp you. A very strange lack of Mytheria in the duo lane in both games.
Yeah, but in both cases, I mean, Hunbot's a little bit better at ganking the dual lane, but Ratatasker not really fighting into 2 people sort of character.
That's true, especially with Sapphire. You know, if it
That's
splits
right.
the damage, you basically do nothing. But Zatman took advantage of that and earns himself a player of the game. I don't think many people are surprised about this one. 10-1-9.
And you'll remember last game, it was almost 40 fantasy points put up by Derrick. This time, it's going to be 50 from Zatman. So
49.7.
a big pick for this week if you're playing on a daily fantasy site, such as Alpha Draft. Yeah, Zatman. No surprise, a good pick to take if you like kills.
Ooh, Unrelinquished kind of getting a little bit ahead of himself there. Zatman still able to stay alive. He could have earned that kill. They finally do get it, but Zatman, you see how much he baited in there, and that was one of the reasons we kept that clip going so long.
It's to see Zatman die.
It was just to see how long they would chase him, and it put them in such a bad position.
Yeah, they ended up getting pretty much cleaned up there. You'll see the tier 2 falling again, and once again, Zatman's just going to go fight people.
Gilly gets dragged in. He picks it up. The tier 2 eventually does go down. They actually get the Phoenix off this as well. Zatman immediately turns into the X Dance, runs up into melee range. It was just a beautiful game. Eager looking as strong as they ever have. But they have a harder split as they go on. As they only have gone through the rookie so far. AFK Cloud9 TSM still standing strong at the top.
We'll see. Well, speaking of strong, I don't know if you even said strong, but we have Lassus, strong guy on the line. Drew, how you doing, bud?
Good, Bart. How you doing today?
I am wonderful. Watched a nice set of games there. Looks like you guys have meshed pretty well with Omega. Talk to us a little bit about the transition.
Well, it was actually a very simple transition. It's a guy we just kind of want to leave alone, let him do Omega things, as we call it. And, we adapted pretty well. And, rumor has it that he's been wanting to play with us since after launch, so we've been kind of excited. And we're just very lucky to have him.
A little insight into some of the roster shuffle.
You know, it's fun because you say that you leave him alone to do Omega things, and that's kind of what we saw PBM and Dare to Care constantly going after the duo lane, making sure that Zatman stays ahead. Now, was this by design? Like, are you trying to feed these kills into Zatman, or is it just kind of luckily happening?
Well, it's actually, just as you kind of mentioned, he just wants to feed the Zatman. And now that we don't have to put as much pressure on solo lane, and Omega just kind of wants to be left alone. And we just kind of focus on the mid and duo lane now, and it's been working very, very well.
See, I told you, no junglers in the solo lane, man.
So, Lassus, tell us a little bit.
Solo.
I mean, a couple times we're watching this game, and you're playing Ra, and you're holding on to those Searing Pain ultimates.
Yeah.
We're calling it that you're holding those to secure objectives, but there's a couple times that you could have hit 3-4 people in chokes, not resulting in kills. It talks a little bit about the decision-making process there on the Ra.
Oh, you see, me and Zatman, we kind of had this bet at the end of the beginning of the game. He said, for every ulti you miss, you owe me 1 beer. And so I just
wait, are you
took the risk
serious?
away.
Are you serious?
Oh, absolutely.
Because Brandon halfway through the game goes, there must be some kind of bet we don't know about.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I get a couple beers tonight.
Well, congratulations, man. You deserved them. The couple of
Thank you.
that classic drink we all know and love.
Well,
Except for Brandon.
I like
it's not Izzy's.
I like juice.
Lassus, any final thoughts here? As well, I'll ask you an easy question, and then you can pop out. And obviously, you can find Lassus on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as listed there. But is Omega going to be joining you guys down in Florida?
As far as Omega joining us, I don't believe so because he recently just got a house with him and his lady. But we're okay with that, and we just want to move forward and try and play the best we possibly can.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on your victory. Congratulations on your new world-class solo laner, looks like there. And any final calls or shout-outs before you go, Drew?
No, it's just nice to have 2 world champions, Mr. Zatman and Omega. And thank you guys for casting, and we love all you guys, and hope you guys have a good weekend.
There is a reason Zatman won Worlds.
It's true, but there's also a reason that Zatman wasn't at Worlds.
That's right, and there it is. Heard from the horse's mouth. That does it for set number 1 out of North America, guys. We're coming back to you, though, with set number 2, Denial versus TSM up next. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to throw a card.
That's all right.
That's a pretty good card, too.
Coming on the baseline.
Wasting time on my own. All the places that we go. All this pain and hurt within. Footsteps fade, what could have been? Finally, I feel more free. The end of you and me. Let it go, let it be. My heart belongs to me. stronger.